Hello, hello. Welcome back. This is Mentor Generations with Teacher Angie. It's good to have you. And it's question time. And I'll begin with this quote. The quote is from a guy named Dr. Sears. Well, I don't know whether he's a doctor because he's into medicine, like medicine, doctor, medicine, or he's a doctor because of having a PhD. Now, are you intending to study to the level of PhD so that you have a title? Are those things that linger in your mind? If your answer is yes, then it better be in a field that you really love to, specialize in and, thrive in. It's just my opinion of that. And Dr. Seuss says that sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are simple. And like I say all time, questions do not measure your intelligence at all. They do not even have the capacity to do that. They just measure what you have learned, what you have understood within the context of the classroom, or within the context of a lesson, like in this case. Well, you may find tough questions. Like most students that I have interacted with, really shy away from questions that want them to dig deep, like explain, discuss, analyze. Yet that is where the in thing is. Like that is where real evaluation happens. Because it's not just about recall, but it's about being able to think through, think critically, so that through the question, that no matter how much the questions are twisted or changed or altered, you are still able to give the simple answers. Remember, sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are simple. Simple as that. That's the quote that Dr. Sears gives us, or has said about question answer. Now, without wasting much time, let's begin. I'm sure you have perused through the questions already, and there are 5 questions as usual. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Also hit the notification bell so that you're notified of any videos that I post. And yes, it's important and it means a lot, because you'll have a flow flowing information, And yes, this is a channel that prides itself in making learning fun, making learning simple, and just doing it differently. Well, question 1, which trait is controlled by many genes and the environment? That's a simple and direct question, not complicated, and it needs a simple answer. It is definitely, you could answer it in 2 ways. Maybe you could say it's, and just like I always tell you to do, what answer did you come up with? You can pause the video and just answer it in a paper, or pause and have the answer figured out in your mind, and then just confirm with the rest of the discussion or the lesson. So which trait is controlled by many genes and the environment? That is the discontinuous variation. But because it is a trait, then we would go ahead and give the example, because the question is very specific. So you would give the example of either the weight or height. Which other examples did you come up with? Skin color, length of internodes, size of leaves, size of fruits, color of flowers, color of leaves. Number 2, give one example of traits with intermediaries in plants. That's really a specific question. If you go ahead and give the weight which is assumed to be in humans, then you're not going to have answered it right. So yeah, you have to be very specific and very particular. So you could give the example of the length of internals or the size of leaves or fruits. Which of the following is the odd one out? Height, size of leaves, weight, or earlobes? It is definitely earlobes, because earlobes is an example of discontinuous variations, yet the rest of them are examples of continuous variations. And if you haven't watched the video on continuous variations, please do so. All this is discussed there. That's where you find the earlobes as an example of discontinuous variation. Earlobes and as an example of this continuous variation. Number 4, do you think variation is crucial? Sorry, that's a spelling error right there. Do you think variation is crucial for survival of organisms? What is your answer? Is it a yes or a no? Please pause the video and answer. If your answer was yes, correct. If it was no, you still have a chance to explain. Maybe you may be right. But that aside, the answer is yes. Variation is important it's very crucial for survival of organism. And in explaining the answer, it is because variation enables organisms to thrive in the ever-changing environment through natural selection, which enables or empowers organisms with better, more enhanced features to survive, and the organisms that do not have those enhanced features to be phased out naturally from the environment. So yes, you always hear of survival for the fittest. Yes, it's because of variation. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed at this point, please do so. Like also the channel, and please post questions or answers or any concerns or any improvements you have of me that you need me to make on the videos, so that we learn together. This is your class. I am just a guide. Thank you so much. This is Mentor Generations with Teacher Angie. See you next time, and in the next video, it is going to be a very interactive and interesting video on causes of variations. See you then. Goodbye.